I've posted over 3,000 videos of real estate content over the last 7 years, and most of what I thought about content when I first started was absolutely wrong. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 things that posting that many videos on social media taught me about real estate, about YouTube, about content in general. So if you haven't posted 3,000 videos yet, I recommend you watch this. Number one is consistency beats quality every single time. Now, you might think that you have to have the most polished and well put together video. You're on Instagram scrolling and you see these videographers that make the houses disappear, make the agents disappear, make homes catch on fire and then get burnt out. There are just so many fancy edits, text over the house, slanting, disappearing. I can't even keep up with it. It honestly is one of those things that really starts to grind my gears, but consistency is everything. If you can't make that video of yourself disappearing every single week, it's going to do nothing for your brand, your business, your reputation, your authority. No one's going to know who you are or what you're doing. When it comes to consistency, that is truly everything. And whatever that format is for you, just make sure it works for you, because what works for you isn't going to work for the next person. What works for them might not work for you. Everyone is different. Be self aware and understand what can make consistent content is all that truly matters in this game. The crazy thing about business is that anyone you look up to or look at, they really just focused on one thing and did that thing for 5+ years. 5 years is usually the mark where business owners start to establish that authority in their space, where then referrals come at them left and right. If you've been in the real estate game for that long, I'm sure you know. Now people know you as that real estate professional, and leads will get sent your way by referrals, by people you've done past business with, people, old buyers that are now selling their homes, and it starts to snowball over time. Now, it's the same exact thing when it comes to content. It takes not 3 to 5 years, actually, but it could even be 3 to 5 months to where then that pile of videos will start to snowball. Your database is now collectively looking like you have a brand built, and especially on YouTube because it's a click first platform, where Instagram and TikTok are scroll first platforms. Now, it's good to have all of them, but if you choose one lane and have one format and really dial that in, you can get overwhelmed with social media, with content. Everything is confusing, and you see someone like Gary Vee telling you to post 100 times a day on LinkedIn, TikTok, whatnot, Snapchat. It's like, what even is whatnot or Snapchat, right? But figure out what works for you, whether that is TikTok, and maybe you're a comedian, you can post funny videos on there. There are a couple comedian agents that I see doing great on TikTok, but then maybe it's YouTube, and you know that that's where you can crack the algorithm and stay consistent, because that's the most rewarding one, because it builds authority with long form. But if you're better on Instagram and you're better at trend jacking and seeing reels that other people are making, you can post those every day, then go all in on that strategy. But one simple format is what it's going to take. Pick one. You chose real estate, so that's the lane you decided to go at. You're not doing drop shipping. You're not also a lender. You're not also having a plumbing business. I mean, maybe you have shiny object syndrome and you want all these different businesses to work out for you, but you picked a lane and now you are successful because of it. And maybe you're not, maybe you're just starting within your career, within the industry, but that is the key to success in anything. And the further along in life that you get, that's what you end up realizing, is that you just have to pick the thing first, and the rest is easy. 99% is picking the thing. You can make anything successful. And that was actually number 2. I don't even think I said that, but that's choose one format, ride with it, and that's the one that's going to work out. Number 3 is that titles and thumbnails are 100 times more important than you realize. And I didn't realize this in the beginning. I kind of just did what everyone else was doing. I threw up a title and a thumbnail that just came to mind. But now the post-production, or even pre-production sometimes, is that you have to figure out what your title and thumbnail are prior to the actual content that you're creating. And this specifically is for YouTube, because on YouTube, it's a click first platform, as I previously just mentioned. But when you're seeing a title and thumbnail that work well together, it does something to the brain where then that creates an impression, which then gets a click. And the more people that have those impressions and can see the video that actually click, that will raise your CTR, your click through rate, which is super important for the algorithm, the almighty algorithm, to where then they will push that video out to more and more people, which will help you. So the higher that click through rate is based on the thumbnail and title, the more people that video will get sent to. So I know the algorithm is just this crazy, powerful being. I don't even know, but no one really has cracked the code. Maybe Mr. Beast, but even then, his videos are slowly declining. If you know, he hasn't cracked 200 million views on a video in quite some time, which is still absurd. But no one really knows what it's doing. But that's what you can focus on, is what people are seeing. Make sure the title is clickbaity, but then what also matters here is the first 7 seconds being giving the audience that's watching that video enough trust to continue watching the entire thing. If your title is something like "I just jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge," for example, and then the when you click on the video, it's a it's you in the middle of a field in a farm. You're nowhere near the Golden Gate Bridge. Then someone's just gonna click off that video immediately. You have lost their trust entirely. And if they ever see a video of you on YouTube ever again, they probably would not click it. So that is losing trust, but still offering up a clickbaity title. So make sure that whatever the first 7 seconds is of the video, it is gaining the trust. And Colin and Samir have a word for it. It's called, they say, click. I'm not going to cut this right now, but it is called confirming the click, or something along those lines. So if you confirm the click, you satisfy that part of the viewer's brain that will then view you as someone that they will watch another video of, which then can lead into your funnel, which then they can become a buyer from you eventually in the long term. So that was number 3. Number 4, YouTube is not social media. YouTube is its own platform in its entirety. So some people are like, should I do YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, blah, 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 this, that, that. Well, YouTube, you have to have a TV series, where Instagram, you just have to stay relevant. You just have to somehow get crack the algorithm to where you look like someone of substance, where YouTube, you actually have to be someone of substance, because you have to actually speak to someone for 20 minutes at a time, which is takes a lot of effort. And some people think it's even way too overwhelming, that they give up on it and don't even begin to start, which could be you. You might be watching this video and think, why would I even begin YouTube? I feel like I can post 100 more videos on Instagram and that'll satisfy the dopamine in my brain of getting a bit more views, because you know you can get more views on Instagram, but you can get 100,000 views on Instagram, and that is not even nearly as strong as 1,000 views on YouTube. I promise you that. You can talk to any guru in this space, they'll say the same thing. So YouTube is not social media. Your friends are going to see your videos. So why are you embarrassed that you can't just sit down in front of a camera, film, speak your mind, be authentic? You just can blabber on, say whatever you want with some sort of pacing, some sort of rhythm to what you are saying, and package it well enough to where you come across as the authority in what you're talking about, to where then it leads you to finding the people that you want to see your videos. So I help so many agents, builders, developers in this space with their social media. So I've seen it all when it comes to this specific business model, what works, what generates leads and traction. And if also you are a real estate professional in the space, click the links down below. I have a free house tour group community as well as our website. We are happy to help answer any questions, but let's go on to number 5. So on YouTube, the goal is not views. It is gaining dense trust. And I'll explain what I mean. I've worked with some clients that are not satisfied because they aren't seeing the type of views when they cannot even stay consistent enough to get those views. Why does Instagram and TikTok make us feel like we're entitled to getting a certain amount of views? That's a bit unfortunate, because you should at least have to post 20, 30 videos over many months consistently till you can even be rewarded to get 1,000 views. Whereas on Instagram, we're so jaded now. Oh, I can just copy this person's trend of them dunking their head in ice water, and then I'm going to get 2 million views. Look at that. Now I'm famous. Now I have a follow. Now I have 50,000 followers on Instagram. You should respect me. Why? What have you done to deserve that respect? People are so entitled now because anyone can get fame on short form media, but that's not doing anything for your business, your brand. I know some people do have large Instagram businesses solely because of their funnels, their many chats, their DMs, their comments, etc. But YouTube will build their brand. I see all these people that maybe have massive Instagram businesses, like, for example, throw some out there, the real Brian Marks and Personal Brand Launch. Those two are making multiple millions of dollars, maybe even a million a month on through their Instagram funnel because they teach people about social media. People want to learn. They go into the DMs, they filter into their coaching business. Well, both of them I now see trying to make YouTube videos. So what does that tell you? Don't do what they tell you to do. Look at what they're doing and then you'll understand. So, there are so many people sitting down in front of a camera, like I'm doing here, to be transparent because YouTube organic is what's making businesses actual money right now. Sitting in front of a camera, speaking your thoughts, educating. There's education channels and then there's entertainment channels. Which bucket are you in? I have a house tour channel that is entertainment, but with the right call to actions in there, it can become a funnel to whatever business I'd want to sell. But then you have the education channels, which may not get a lot of views, may not get a lot of subscribers, but the people that do watch it, the algorithm will find them. And that's how you build a dense business. Now, that might be confusing, but like I said, don't do what these gurus are telling you to do. Look at what they're doing and model it. So, there's just so many different ways to go about this YouTube space and content and social media. After posting 3,000 videos of my own online, I feel like I have some credibility to explain and talk about my thoughts in what I've seen because over the last 7 years, since 2019, when I posted my first TikTok video, also posted on Instagram, 60 straight days just to begin building out my profile on there. Trends have come, trends have go. There wasn't even reels back then. Short form content was barely being invented. Everyone was thinking TikTok was just for the kids, which still, people still think that. People still don't trust TikTok. People don't trust AI, but you have to keep up with the times if you want to have a successful business in the future. It's like you cannot ignore it anymore, and that's just the truth. In YouTube, I'm extremely passionate about telling people that this is going to create monsters. And if you start now, you can be one of them. So, that said, those are the 5 things. I'm sure there's 100 more. Just 5 things that I've listed for right now that I've learned over the past 7 years after making 3,000 videos in the real estate space, real estate niche here on social media. Thanks for watching. If you are a real estate professional and want help with YouTube, check out the links down in the description below. And I'll see you soon.